killed my best friend. It killed almost everyone I grew up with, literally except for two people, like no exaggeration. Half of my dad's side of the family is dead from it. Like fentanyl has killed almost everyone in my life. So it's yeah, and it's easily accessible on these dark web marketplaces. So I don't know. I kind of went off on it a little bit there, but that's I just have a strong feeling against using fentanyl. And then to end off that topic, like I said, I own 3 mental health substance use facilities, or rehabs for other words, with all levels of care. Like, if you realized how many hands I've shaken and said good luck or God bless and shook their hands and found out, not even days later or just days at the most, how many people died because they chose to go back on the streets and overdose from fentanyl. It's sickening and sad, and to just talk to a parent after they lost their child over and over and over and over again because somebody did something they didn't even realize they were doing, and you can't turn back. It's like with addicts, they do understand, but they can't stop. If they do a drug, whether they snort it or they inject it or smoke it, they do whatever. Once you nod out from, let's say, an opiate overdose or an opioid overdose, in this case, you fall asleep and you don't wake up. If you don't have people around you checking on you and checking your pulse and seeing if you're still breathing, you're dead. Like, you don't get a chance to realize you're overdosing. You're already asleep while you're dying, and you're not just like a lot of people think heroin or fentanyl overdose is your body being poisoned. It's your body goes into what's called respiratory depression, and you're almost drowning while you're sleeping. So your brain's involuntary motion of breathing is interrupted by opiates, and even more so with the very strong ones like fentanyl. And while you're nodded out asleep, your lungs stop functioning. So no oxygen goes to your brain, and you suffocate to death while you're unconscious. Although what makes me feel a little better about it is I know they weren't awake or suffering from it. If they didn't feel it happen to them, it wouldn't make sense if they were unconscious to feel that happen. So they died peacefully, I guess. But just to think about that, knowing that every single time that you take a drug that you buy off the street, or online, but more so off the street, you could be in a situation where you're just going to fall asleep and never wake up again. Like it's a risk that, like, I know sounds like common sense, but really think about that.